Welcome back to the European Masters Ultimate Championships here from Bologna, Italy. And we have the home nation in action here in the Open Masters division as Italy take on the favourites for this event, Great Britain, both sides having had comfortable wins in their first games this morning. Benji Rees, and to lead you through this one, I am joined by the one and only Giovanni Choppo Santucci. Choppo, I know that you're as excited for this as I am.
Yeah, buongiorno a tutti. We are so excited. We are so excited for this game. It means a lot. It means there's a lot of history between these two nations, both clubs and nationals. So, yeah, it will be a fun game.
So they have both played this morning, these two teams. Great Britain had a kind of a comfortable 15-6 win over Spain. Italy 15-5 over the Czech Republic. So both with, you know, very strong starts to build on here.
Yeah, we heard some rumors that GB wasn't actually happy about the score of Spain. They wanted to be more decisive, taking less points. But we'll see. We'll see how they play against the quick Italians now.
So that Paul is just a little bit of a skimmer on that far sideline. First pass central to Gnudi. Signoretti, just squeezing that one into Ercoli. Ercoli putting some air underneath it, a couple of players there.
Nice.
And rising highest to bring it down is Gavelli. And that was ruthlessly quick and clean from the Italians.
Yeah, I don't think the pull was actually didn't come out as they wanted. It was a very tight, quick pull. So the zone couldn't have time to set it up properly. Nice forehand round by Signoretti, and then Matte just launching it for Sgave into the end zone.
So who are some players to watch for this Italian side, Choppo?
Well, for sure, Gavelli, the guy who scored, was a huge player for Costa Rica Rimini, and both with the Padovani, the guy with the disc in his hand in the end zone now. And they were two of the biggest, and they were two of the biggest and more important player of Rimini. But then we have also, I would say, Andrea Pagano from Torino that is keeping up his part for the mixed division in Turin. And now see the pool, nice pool.
Ben Funk fields cleanly, and the first pass goes to Abrams. There's a very familiar look about this O-line for Great Britain, because it could well have easily been their O-line at EUC, or for Clapham at EUCF. If not this year, then maybe a year or two previously. It is that good, and they are slicing through the front line of the Italian zone. Haynes with the hammer. Wilson's got plenty of time to weigh that one up into the bucket. And then Magnus Wilson to Ollie Gordon, and both sides with nice clean holds to start the game.
With the last 3 passes, if someone would hear just the audio of this game, the last 3 passes could have been a point for the Clapham of the 5 years ago, when Haynes was playing with them before switching to Chevron. So yeah, I would say going back to the important character in this Italian team is Gavelli, Padovani. We have also Coppi and Pagano for sure, and also Marzo. It was a huge player in the first FOTA when it was founded. 1-1.
Yeah, both sides just kind of trading early blows. Neither defense really able to get that much cooking, in all honesty.
Yeah, they both played zone, and they both got beaten by some overhead throws over the second cup.
I wonder if that's a little bit of not trying to let people get settled into a rhythm.
Nice catch pull.
Faking the flick down the line. There's the aforementioned, the live wire Pagano.
Tough throw. Nice.
Up against Kovshov, takes the swing into the center for Signoretti.
Nice spacing here for Italy.
Pagano in the center to Ercoli. As there's a stoppage downfield.
A very relevant player that I forgot to mention is Michele Gnudi, MIG from ex-La Fota player. But back to the game.
Ercole. Oh, Noblet thinks he might have had that. I'm not sure that Nudi agrees.
Okay, Nudi is giving this up.
He is indeed. So that is going to be the game's first turnover. The quick speed and quick hands there of Noblet, who was kind of made his name as a speedster north of the border for teams like Black Eagles. Colt Hammer to Baker. Baker down the line for Espinoza. The Mexican, oh my word, creative,
Wow.
and I don't think Pagano was expecting it. You can't exactly blame him, but
Yeah.
Espinoza finds Kovshov for the first break of the game.
Yeah, this is a tough throw because either the cutter don't expect it and goes into the other side, or you can just overthrow it or just don't throw it inside the pitch again. So it was, if it comes, this is a nice throw.
I mean,
yeah,
I did not see that coming at all.
But
Copy
the
just
eyes
looks
contact.
round.
The eyes contact is what matters.
Yeah, it just if you can get those one-on-ones in the end zone, you don't need a huge amount of separation. You get the throw out early enough. If the defender's got their back turned, it's so difficult to recover that position.
Yeah. Anyway, Italy just got a turnover for, I would think, a bit of laziness in the cut. There were some lazy cuts right into the disc, too close to the disc. And obviously, as we were talking before, Benji, you know, GB is usually a powerhouse, but this year I would say that they have the best roster so far they've ever had in the Master Division.
I mean, they are red-hot favourites to defend the crown they won 4 years ago in Madrid.
So for sure, playing with them, like energy-wise, it's not actually smart. Ercole all alone on the sideline. People setting back up. Signoretti in the second cup.
Now
Nice.
down the sideline. Here's Copy in the centre. Oh, what a throw that was. Really threaded the needle there, did Gavelli, and he finds his target for the score. But, I mean, really good field vision and real confidence to take it on as well.
Yeah, he could have taken at least two other throw, much more easy, but the gamble played out. It was a tough inside out. But yeah, we can say that these two zones that we saw so far have some problem on the sideline above the second cup. They need to stay wider, I would say. They need to watch the disc less, the second cups, and maybe the deep man could pressure a bit more. We didn't see any big hugs, but I think that's because both GB and Italy know that the both team likes to hug, so they're putting on zones to prevent that, to prevent big runs. I mean, against GB teams, you have to prevent those big run for those big hugs. They love it. They love to go deep and come back and just huck it.
Yeah, if they can score in one pass, they're not shy of doing so. Ford running a little bit of 1-2 through the centre. Now the scuba to Gordon. Lovely leading past that one to Haynes. Just shy of the end zone. Haynes to Wilson. And it's 3-2 Great Britain.
Yeah, I don't know, but first cup didn't make a great work to stop the flow, but at the same time, I wouldn't play with the deep man always chasing the deepest man of the offense, because, you know, once you put a man in the end zone, it's not that threatful, because a big hack with the first cup, it's always tough. But if the deep man of the zone follows the cutter, then you have a huge gap in between the deep man and the second cup, and you can play those scoobers and those over-the-head throws that really are a bless for an offense against the zone.
I mean, both of these sides have very large rosters this week, so they are able to kind of consistently rotate players through, keep everyone fresh, and you know, it's not like they've got big rosters because they've got players making up the numbers.
Yeah, exactly. All the roster can play. All the roster have a go at the game. So I would say that Italy just need to find that defensive rhythm, because the offense for sure is not a problem for them. There are some big hands in this team that really made the history of Italian Ultimate, from Nudi to Arienti to Gavelli to Pagano. All these big players that really opened the way for us, youngest player.
Pagano, Okoli's throw is a little bit offline there.
A lot of pivoting from Ercoli, a lot of pivoting, but not finding the right receiver a couple of times.
Here's Baker. Baker with the rip, looking for Noblet. That's just a clear miscommunication with Noblet coming under, and Baker thinking that the deep shot's coming on, and just going to give the free turn right the way back to the Italians.
Nice communication from Gavelli and Coppi. They prevented the deep and pushed them under, but GB defense wasn't looking to play the game, to play a long point, so we just wanted to hack it. As we said before, Benji, they love big runs and big throws.
And especially on the D line, you tend to get a little bit more license to try and shoot it deep because you back yourself to get it back. Here's Signoretti trying to stretch things long. Can Arienti get there?
No.
Excellent work by the newly crowned European champion Kovshov.
Well, that was a nice throw, and there was a nice cut from Arienti. It was very well timed. Maybe the disc was a bit floaty, but it was very long, so you can get to the distance without a bit of floatiness in the disc.
Not a lot of room on that far sideline, but they're still able to squeeze it through to Colthammer, and Colthammer's got a live arm, and he's showing it again there. This one just shy of the end zone. Noblet losing that deep speed, and then he's just going to pop it just about through to Kovshov, who collects the double happiness, and it's another Great Britain break to go 4-2 up.
Yeah, Ercoli just missed a step on the jump, couldn't cut out the cutter, but then Signoretti had to go for that disc, another chase down block, almost got that. Unfortunately, Italy, 2 underthrows and 2 throws on the ground for them, but I mean, it's also a positive thing to see that the mistakes are maybe coming from some excitement, some stress on this game that is so important, but they're not coming for the actually not GB defense. So maybe there's a room for improvement, and now Italy has called a timeout.
Yeah, good opportunity to get the mental reset here. Trailing by a couple of breaks, Great Britain up 4-2 in the Open Masters division.
Have you seen our VO streams? Do you know that VO cameras are built for more tactical team sport analysis? The inbuilt tracking technology allows you to see the game in finer detail. That's why teams are already using it, and ulti.TV and EUF are teaming up to help you join VO. Contact EUF administration to get more details.
Great Britain 4, Italy 2, with a couple of breaks in favour of the Brits here. And there's Kovshov, who caught that previous bookends.
Well, 6 points into this game, 2 goals, 1 block. I mean,
it's not bad going, really, is it?
Yeah.
He's been part of the leadership for Deep Space for a good few seasons. Of course, really had a big breakthrough, crowning themselves UK national champions this year and European champions as well. And are you pointing because Davide Mori's arrived?
Yeah, there's a breaking news. Davide Mori could let go his classroom this morning. He just arrived to hug Mark Justin Ford on some points and try to get the stop for Italy, or maybe some hard hearing, you know, Davide Mori loves to be a doctor, so let's see if Davide can get some point back and see if this game can change up a bit. Nice pull.
Justin Ford doesn't seem to think so, but I look forward to watching it no matter what happens. The Italians fielding the pull from within their own end zone, and they're still there now. The spacing is all wrong. Foul called on the throw.
That was a great disc marking here. Huge disc marking. There was Pagano completely open on the open side, but Mazzo couldn't really pass it to him. And then the mistakes arrived. Now looks like Pagano called a foul before the throw. So the disc is going back, or maybe Marzo called a foul.
I think it's Marzo on the throw.
Yeah, that's the contact he called. But actually then he threw it. I mean, we would have to be there to understand this call.
Yeah, it's tricky without having the audio as well to hear exactly how the conversation's playing out. It's going to stay with Marzo, though. Check back in. Still not a great position, but they are able to get the throw off to Pagano. A quick release backhand into the centre to Nudi. Pagano again being marked by Wilshere.
Great fake.
And he's trying to get that throw and go motion as well against the bigger man, Wilshere. To the centre, maybe thought that Kerr was going to go for the bid, but it wasn't quite available. Signoretti does provide the vertical throwing element to the offense, but that's a lovely break down the sideline to Nudi. Still count rising, but they get it central to Ercoli.
This is a team of great pivoter. There are great throwers that can really pivot and find space just with the pivot foot.
Very good at manipulating those marks around. Gavelli.
Having some hard time skipping the Italy team away of the sideline. But then Michele Nudi with the score.
Yeah, eventually they make it work. Just stayed patient outside the end zone. Didn't feel like they needed to force anything. And they were right because they did not. And it's a simple just flip with a tiny little bit of backhand space from Pagano to Nudi to make it 4-3.
Yeah, it's very stressful to play offense against a team such as this with big legs and big runs. And I think that they need to keep patient and just use what they have, the skills. So pivot a lot, find the break sides a lot because they can find the break side. They just need to throw it and find the space. In fact, the two turnovers that we had so far were open side throw because GB likes to invite you in the open side to then outrun you on the underpass. So if they can continuously find the break side, I think that could be a good chance for Italy to stay into the game.
Some four-legged friends enjoying the festivities there on the sideline.
Davide Mori with the first pull.
Yeah, trying to get the roller out of the sideline. I think it must have landed out though because Abrams is marching this towards the brick mark.
I thought it landed in.
It's difficult to get the angle on it from all the way over on this sideline.
Davide playing the trapano, the drill in our toolbox.
Howell to Wilson. Wilson finds the American Funk, who's back to Wilson.
We almost had the matchup we wanted, Justin for Davide. Almost have them.
Give it time. You can't give the people what they want too early. You got to tease them a little bit.
True that. And now it's going backward, GB actually.
Yeah, they just want to keep the disc moving here. Thought they were going to take the option through to Ford. Funk does take it somewhat belatedly. I've got Wilson on this near side who's just trying to find that little pocket of space. Does so well. And now the lefty Wilson goes back to Howell.
Yeah, in this type of zone, you have to stop the give and go on the sideline. So if the disc goes from the sideline to the center, you have to close the backward pass. Otherwise, the defense is going to get trashed by this. And in fact, This was the pivotal point, the pivot of the point.
I mean,
where Conrad, Magnus gave it to Justin, and Justin gave it back to Magnus. That was the point where the second cup got blown away.
so often when teams play zones defensively, the scoring pass feels almost anticlimactic and underwhelming because kind of you find those little pockets, maybe it's in transition and everyone's not quite picked up properly, and it's difficult to get quite so excited about a score when you throw it 2 yards to someone who's open.
Well, in my job as a cutter, I would say that's as much as important as a huge
100% it is.
assist.
100%.
We have to make people feel important also on those little put-in passes. You know, it's an assist. GB keeping these 2 points of distance for Italy.
Penny going with the outside in backhand pull, which Coppi fields from the floor in his own end zone and distributes to Signoretti. Now here's Pagano going with the lefty. Signoretti. Back to Nudi.
Nice.
Good attack of that one from Gavelli, who's putting a bit of air underneath it, looking for Pagano towards that far sideline.
Wow.
Superbly done. Gavelli to Pagano.
Wow.
Two players who are really making their offensive impact felt early in this contest.
Incredibile. Incredibile. Sgavelli has this inside flick. He always had it. Doesn't seem to mind to take some dust off and use it again for this EMUC tournament. So now we're just gonna see where this inside flick brings him along the tournament. Nice run by Pagano. Always fit, always ready.
It's really interesting seeing Pagano playing on the O-line, because I feel like for B-Fire, they tend to start him on defense, at least when I've seen him, and then they'll cross him over to the O-line later in the game.
Yeah, he put a lot of responsibility onto the Brunelli, the guy in the main ender of the Torino offense line. But also Pagano is a big player for the turnover points. When Torino turns it over, Pagano is the main handler for the line. So yeah, he's just a great guy for Turin, for the Turin landscape of Ultimate. He just picked it up and make them a big mixed team.
And they were and he can't remember the exact position, but they were certainly a quarter-finalist out in Limerick last year in the Masters Club Championships.
Yeah, true that. And they also played a big tournament this year, I think at the beach, mixed beach.
That's correct as well. Still count getting high, and Ford goes for the little offhand to Abrams. Wilson underneath.
Good marking from both teams so far.
Swinging back, Abrams all the way across now to Ford. Happy to just swing it pendulum-like through the backfield. Now they're hitting the break side space. Wilson to Funk. All the way into the breadbasket for Wilson. Now Cragg. Funk has it a few yards away. Doesn't want the instant scoring shot. I was surprised that what didn't go. I think Holly Gordon was as well. The little okey-doke no pivot backhand there from Justin Ford into the end zone to Funk for the score.
Yeah, it was a man defense actually. Was the first man defense of Italy. And yeah, they got beaten a lot in the open side. So still, the physical power of this GB roster is just allowing them to just run through and play in the open side. I mean,
there was a moment early in the point when it felt like they got GB into quite a high stall, I think, while their offense was getting in rhythm, but they went with the offhand backhand to get it off, and then from there they just kind of gradually marched their way down the field.
Yeah, I think this was actually an FM point, FM force, middle force, but there wasn't good communication in between cutters and defender, cutters defender and cutter and defender of the handlers. So I would keep the zone if I was Italy so far, but just to have to take away the physical difference with GB.
Yeah, I think playing the zone's a good idea. I also think just kind of rotating through your options as well, just to try and stop Great Britain getting into a rhythm.
But if there's one thing that David is good at, is just starting the game and just switching defense until he finds the right one.
Mazzo fields the pool and it's watched all the way into the bucket there by Nudi. There's the deep shot. Gavelli's wide open. Oof. Did he make that catch in bounds?
I think we have the best chance of seeing if it was good or not.
GB aren't convinced. Gavelli seems happy enough to give it up.
Good to me.
Yeah, looks like it was a turnover now, but we'll see with the replay. Justin coming with us to see if it was a twin.
He might have just left the ground before he catches it. It's a close run thing either way.
I'd say the same.
They seemed happy enough on the field to call it the turnover. Garner goes to Weddle. And now Mannings has the disc run through blocked by Andrea Bagano. Boy, did the Italians need that. That throw is low. What a pickup that is.
From Coppi.
Crazy stuff from Coppi.
Yeah.
And then spreading it. Oh, it's a little bit behind.
Again, that forehand inside break that it's so powerful and so useful, but at the same time can be also such a problem.
Sometimes your greatest weapons can be your undoing. Now they're looking deep for Bevan, and whoa, that is a bad miss, and he won't need reminding of that.
That is a blessing from the sky for Italy, obviously. Now there's Ercoli. A bit fishing for that foul, maybe, to stop the flow, to stop the rhythm and take a breather. And
they're being marked by Zamori.
yeah. Played one of my first tournaments outside of Italy against Zamora. It was a London invite tournament. He was playing for Emo with a blue jersey with lightnings on it.
I remember it well.
Old school GB Ultimate.
Yeah, coming out of the East Midlands, hence Emo, East Midlands Open.
Oh, you see. Didn't know that. You like your acronym.
We do, yeah. Third possession at this point for the Italians. Can they finally get it in?
They need to get away.
It's a very tough start for them. As Ercoli rips it, he's looking for Gavelli again towards the far sideline. Wow. And he rips it down in front of the bidding Bevan. Gavelli gets the reset to Pagano. Pagano, oh, creativity, blading over the top. And Ercoli is able to jump it into the end zone, and he's fired up about it as well.
Wow, amazing. Amazing point. Really an effort. This was really an effort from Italy. Even though the mistake was maybe a more GB mistakes than Italy defense, but still, there were huge plays, huge catch, and huge run in this play. And as we were saying before, I would say that this was the first point where both teams play more in a traditional way of their playing. Like GB hugged it, Italy hugged it twice. I mean, there are some big thrower in these two teams, so.
Yeah, here is a replay of that final score. Ercoli just hopping it into the end zone. Davide seems to like it from the sideline. Looks like the Italians are calling a timeout here, so we'll see what they've got cooked up defensively after the break.
He's in a great spot. He's in a perfect spot. Yes, his massive head has blocked everything. That was a huge play, but we have seen none of it. Finney, he's done it.
Great Britain 6, Italy 5 here, with the Brits a couple of breaks up in this game, having started out on defence. What do you think the plan's going to be that they've devised in that huddle, Chopper?
I'd say that they're trying to, for sure. I think that if I know Davide, probably is gonna keep them forcing an FM defense, because GB looks a real threat when the disc goes on the sideline, because they have these huge round throws that they call them magic line, and you get the round throw so that the defender is cut out of the bid to the disc. So I would say that it's either back again, a huge zone, or it's just an FM defense with some poachy to prevent them to go right away into the middle of the pitch. Let's see.
You saw there, thanks to our friends at 4 Sportswear, the match stats, and it's a tough task because Great Britain's O-line hasn't turned it over yet this game, and they didn't turn it over against Spain either. So, it's not bad going as the ball lands out of bounds, and they're going to leave that for Abrams to take at the brick mark.
Yeah, I mean, if I can say, Force made some amazing Neptune shirts for this tournament. They are, for a Bolognese, they are amazing. I will get one for sure for me. Abrams. Yeah, it's a zone, Benji.
It is indeed.
But they.
Looks like a front 3 and then the 4 in the diamond downfield.
Yeah, they switched. They switched for a more conservative. Now David is in the first cup. Before he was behind the first cup, and now we have Padovani right at the center of this toolbox.
Abrams.
Those are the passes that you can't let them have. But GB is going backward.
Yeah, they're just shuttling the disc around at the moment.
I mean, it doesn't look like there's too much pressure on the disc. And that's how they came out with this.
Gordon found that little pocket of space and just sat there running some little 1-2, trying to run the whole gauntlet with Funk. They're going to be just shy of the end zone, but it doesn't matter as Gordon flips it to Craig for the score. That certainly felt like it slowed GB down more than the other points have, but same result in the end, a clean Great Britain hold.
Yeah, but I would say that there was more pressure on the previous point. GB looked in control now, even though they were in the end zone. They just dump and swing it around and just went over their head as soon as the second cup made a mistake. And I think that's what David is saying to his guys inside of the pitch. It's just saying that they can't afford to take them 30 meters after they've gone back 20 meters in the end zone. You need to keep the disc going horizontally. Sorry about that. And so
I love what Gordon and Funk did there once they got through that front line. Was that so often you see someone, they get in space, they pass it off, and then they just, I was going to swear there, they'll go and wander off somewhere else and not get involved. But while they had the 2-on-1 there, take advantage of that, and they bounced it back and forth between one another, just tried to get as many free yards as they could, and they got themselves right to the end zone line before that little pop pass for the goal.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that Italy will try to keep this zone for as long as they can. I think they will try to work it out, to stop the flow, to stop the overhead throws. But I don't think Italy, but also any other team in this tournament, has a go with a man-to-man defense with this GB team.
It's match for Great Britain. Ercole being marked by Ghana. Centered to Nudi.
Wow.
Now spreading it wide to Pagano. There's a stoppage.
Doesn't seem happy, Nudi, with this goal. He's just saying, okay. And going back there. You can see they want to give the disc to Kopi. Kopi is obviously the priority at this point. But GB, I think GB put the best defender on him. So now we're just going to We're just gonna see how they go out of this little trouble.
Yeah, Copy's being matched up by Dave Tyler.
Yeah, Dave Tyler is giving a hard time. Fabio Coppi didn't look as shiny as in the first game. Now
Signoretti.
Yeah. Signoretti plays for Fano. He has been one of the main guys for Fano.
And the deep shot that time knocked away by Espinosa.
You see how GB looks for the sideline at every pass and then back into the center. And then back to the sideline.
A little bit low, but Noblet throws a beautiful leading pass to space. And that is very much going to take us into half. Phil Garner catching the break, and that is an 8-5 half-time lead for Great Britain over Italy.
Follow us in this second half of the game. GB looks like they're having control of the game, but you know, Italy can fire up at any moment. They can find the right way, the right key to stop this GB offense that it's relentlessly good and it doesn't want to stop.
No, I mean they can just run line after line of gold medal winners out there, and it's a tough force to stop. But Italy are going to have a little bit of a time over the half to get a mental reset, see what they've adjusted. Of course, Great Britain will make their adjustments as well, but there is still a lot of game left to be played. Half time here. Open Masters Division action from EMUC 2023, and it's 8-5 Great Britain over Italy at half.
We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my God! Somehow they do it!
There are so many reasons to outfit your team in Force beyond just looking the part of a champion. Force offers professional design services with their dedicated graphics team. All apparel is produced in France. Force works with a local labour team and their raw materials are sourced in Europe. Force insists on transparency with no hidden fees and international express shipping. Look the part and play the part with Force Sportswear.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ulti.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our
our
work
work.
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Welcome back to ulti.TV's coverage of the European Masters Ultimate Championships here from Bologna. Open Masters Division action.
Yeah,
Great
we're
Britain
back live.
taking on Italy. Benji alongside, you heard him there, Giovanni Cioppo Santucci.
Yeah, just popping here for a comment.
Great Britain receiving to begin the second half. Sorry, Cioppo.
Sorry about that, Benji. We were saying during the halftime that we would like to see Italy working up this zone to try to really stop this offense that really don't want to be stopped. As Justin was saying to us before, they don't want this game to change the trajectory of this win.
No, they have been laser focused so far in that quest to back up the gold medal they earned 4 years ago in Madrid.
Yeah, Davide directing some traffic here in the center of the pitch.
I mean, one of the problems you've got defending this GBO line is that they can have anyone pretty much do anything. Abrams slices it through there, and Haynes to Wilson in stride for the score.
Yeah, I'd say that the second cup of Italy has a tough job, surely, but at the same time they're not doing the best they can to understand how to move around during a game.
I mean, that Great Britain O-line has been supreme so far in this contest.
Yeah, I mean, we said it already twice, I think, but all this gold medal, all this experience, and all these active players actually that are still playing EUC, EUCF, beach tournament, indoor tournament.
It doesn't feel like a Masters team.
Yeah, everybody's saying that, but actually it doesn't even look like a master team playing because they're just running the pitch and throwing amazing throw, and also so thoughtful. You can see that they don't want to throw it away. I think they have one rule, and it's don't throw it away.
Yeah. Davide's just not shy about getting his point across there.
Yeah, it's just friendly, reminding them how to move around when the disc is swung by the GB team.
Just reinforcing everyone as to what their role is.
Yeah, just some feedback, positive feedback.
Delivered in signature style.
Yeah, exactly. The positive, chill feedback.
Gnudi.
This link in between Ariente and Gnudi was the backbone of Fotta for many, many years.
Ercoli going back to Gavelli.
I think Ercoli now wants to have a shot at resolving, taking back some of those turnovers he had in the first half. I think he wants to be a bigger part of this team, and now he's going to try to find his space in the second half.
Signoretti. Signals to Ariente. Now back to Signoretti. Rolling the backhand around the mark into Gavelli.
Nice inside break.
Nice on the run there. And Signoretti threads it through. That
Very
was
good.
nice offense. Patient when they needed to, but they turned on the Jets at the end, and Signoretti finds Gnudi for the score.
Yeah, they played on the poach. There was a kind of poachy zone man defense at the beginning on the handlers, classic Clapham defense on the handlers. And they managed to play on the poach a couple of times, enough to get the defender glued to the handlers, and then meaning that the space was wide open for forward throw.
You can have another look at it here. Gavelli just leading that one. The cut coming kind of from parallel towards that break side. Throw goes out nice and early, and they've kind of got that break side separation already. So Signoretti can just pop that one out in front for Gnudi's second goal of the game.
Yeah, Diego Signoretti was actually one of the earliest player of La Fotta, and I don't know if they actually cross him and Gnudi, if they play together or not, but Diego Signoretti was one of the first player in the first La Fotta team. So even though now he's from Fano and now is one of the main guy for the Fano scene, ultimate scene.
Well, there's the turnover,
Oh!
and what a most uncharacteristic way for it to happen. Howell drops the pull. Got to take advantage.
Yeah, Italy gotta take this, gotta make the best of it. Ole!
And I think that counts for taking the best of it.
bravi ragazzi, I would say.
A most uncharacteristic of turnovers. And, well, you've got to capitalise on the gifts that you were given, and the Italians did just that to their credit.
Yeah. No. Italy just need to keep it going. Don't turn it over anymore in offense, and just hope for this kind of mistake from GB, I think.
Just goes right through the grip of Howell there. And in the short field, it's such a difficult job, especially when your head is kind of probably naturally a little bit down a bit. And Mori just tosses this high release backhand over Abrams and into Chiavatti for the score.
Yeah, we can say that now Davide is more than ever a backhand player. He has the right backhand and the left backhand, but not so much the right forehand anymore. He put that into the drawer, I would say.
Kind of into semi-retirement, maybe.
Yeah, exactly, semi-retirement. I think it's actually a biomechanical stop that prevents him to having a proper forehand now.
Doesn't matter that they dropped the last one. Abrams didn't show any distaste in catching that pull. Bladesig over the top there to Wilson. And Wilson back to Wally Gordon, and it's almost like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, this was a nice Clapham line. All 7 players were from Clapham. And you could see that there were the 3 power horses back handling. Tom Abrams, Justin Ford, and Benjamin Funk. And they just did Justin, Tom, Big Blady for Magnus, and then Ollie for the score. So you can see when things go their way, they know each other. And as I was saying before, Davide just said the same thing. I mean, he says that these things keeps happening because the deep and the second cup are not communicating enough, are not working together. But I'd say it's a job for the deep man to command the second cup into the right spot.
So you'd want whoever's playing at the back of that zone to be more vocal about it,
more
direct
vocal,
traffic.
and I would gamble. I would make GB gamble about trying to fake or even try the big hucks with the first cup set it up. Because, you know, the second cup is actually a tough job because you can commit to the under guy or to the back guy. You just need to stay in the middle all the time and threatens every throw. But back with Nudi.
Finds the space through to Pagano. And now Pagano running the 1-2 and Pagano ripping it. Oh, and it's going to be tipped by Ghana out of the sideline.
Yeah, you see Ercoli wants really bad to score, wants to be put it in the sheet of this game. But so far he didn't find his way. And now this Pagano huck, I don't think it was enough space or time for this.
I was going to say it's a tough matchup to huck into, but every matchup against a team of this is a tough matchup to huck into.
Sorry guys from home if we're a bit boring about this, but
they're really good.
They're really good, and you can tell the difference, the physical difference live, if you're here live in Bologna.
The big man Wilshire. Oh, was that toed in bounds? It was very close. Pagano asked the question, and the sideline says, nope. Tyler just about tiptoed that in bounds. Baletic almost the footwork. And Tyler with the big backhand ripping it to the speedster Zamore. I mean, that is some throw.
Couldn't be more flat. Couldn't be more flat. Wow, amazing throw.
It was, I mean, that is an absolute rope there to Zamore. Cannot really deliver it any better than that. And that's a break down the sideline. That's a really difficult throw to take on as well.
Oh, and also shout out to Zamora for the long shorts. Really master vibe.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Love that long short. Nowadays, you can find them anymore.
No, when I started playing, there was a veteran at Brighton. He's actually playing for Grandmaster, one of the GB Grandmasters teams this week. A guy called Whippet, whose shirt order was extra small shirt, and extra large shorts. And I'm like, that is old school ultimate. I love it. There's Zamore. He's known to many as Bobby, which will make a lot of sense to English football fans of a certain vintage.
Exactly, obviously.
Yeah, first stat of the game, catching that just beautiful backhand from Tyler down the sideline.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. When you play in defense, sometimes you don't even get into the game sheet, but you actually played a good game.
Yeah, yeah, you've got to be happy knowing that you're not, you know, when you look at the stat sheet at the end, you're not necessarily getting all the goals and assists, but there's so much more to it than that.
Yeah, GB is giving way more room under now.
I think they were looking for the poach, and there's bodies going all over the place now. Espinoza tried to get in there late, and now Martin Hall's on the floor. Smiles all round, and hand slaps on, a little hug as well.
Some hugs from Pagano. Pagano was a street artist in his past.
Oh,
A
interesting.
graffiti artist.
You know, I could see that from him, actually. It makes a bit of sense to me.
Was big guy in the Turin graffiti scene.
Oh, there was not a lot of push on that push pass, but Coppi kept it up regardless. And now Pagano is running this so quickly, and again maybe just gets a little bit of a bump, and now he's trying to break the mark. Can he force his way through? Just about he can. Pagano to Nuni,
and
there's an increasing Italian presence on the sideline, and they loved that one.
Yeah, some supporters came here. We see Pagano with a big smile. Huge point for Pagano now. And yeah, Italy is actually quite good, but that push pass, he didn't have neither push and neither spin.
And you can see he's got a big old smile on his face. He's loving it out there. And
Showing
why not?
the muscle here in front of us.
Don't know if I need to see that muscle in particular, but
yeah, the quads. It was showing us the quads, saying that it's thanks to them.
So 11-8 GB leading Italy here midway through the second half of this match between two previously undefeated sides in the Open Masters division, with both teams winning their opener this morning pretty handily. For Italy, 15-5 over the Czech Republic, and for Great Britain, 15-6 over Spain.
Yeah, I think now Italy, people will hate me for this, but Italy has to do something now. So they have to make a deed. They have to make a stop. They can't wait for another GB mistake, because, you know, sometimes people can do mistakes, can do a turnover with a misthrow or something, but you can expect to win by just having the other to have a focus drop and just throw it on the ground by themselves.
Here's Abrams ripping it to Ford. How many times have we seen that over the years?
Just a couple of weeks ago.
And that is still absolute money. It's one of the first times we've really seen the Great Britain O-line go for that deep game, and I think part of that is because of the defense that Italy was playing. It was A, taking away the early deep shot, and B, Great Britain were just content to work it around when they had kind of those low-risk passes. But the second they see the opportunity, Mum was not shy about pulling the trigger.
Yeah, exactly. GB loves to keep the stack, the horizontal, the vertical stack, right there in the center of the pitch, and just let the handler works until you have the right swing and the right gap for a big throw. They have huge arms there, so no surprise for this big hug from Mum.
And they don't set it up too deep either, so they really do clear themselves that nice large deep space to huck into, rather than kind of having players and defenders already in that space just kind of clogging and gumming things up.
Yeah, also we have the comeback player. Justin Ford was, for the first time in this game, was a cutter. He didn't start as a handler, basically. Usually it starts as a cutter and then it plays itself like a bit of a middle, to say an old school term, like a middle. But yeah, now it's just like old times, pure cutter, big cuts, big runs.
Paul fielded deep in the Italian end zone. Gavelli being marked by Wilshire. Great Britain continuing to back their match defense.
Yeah, the force is really stressing Italy offense now. Nice break.
Having to get creative with some of these as Ercole rips one that's ripped down by Bevan.
Yeah.
Trying to make something happen and it just did not come off.
Yeah, I think he saw this throw maybe a bit too much. It was too early. It was too early. He needed a bit of time, Arienti, to set up for this big forehand.
And Tyler did not have a lot of support.
Yeah, that's in.
Bevan does a very good job of keeping that one in bounds, and he's going to stretch it right the way back over towards the other sideline. And it's striker there, Wilshire for the goal.
It was a bit by a hard throw, that one from Ercole. It was actually a nice throw. And I was about to say that they should have played with the ISO they had at the bottom of the field with Arienti. But at the same time, the throw wasn't good enough.
No, Bevan had to go up and take it down, but that is exactly what he did. And yeah, after the turnover, Tyler found himself without a lot of help, to be honest. Here is a replay of that Ercole turnover. He turns and he rips it instantly, but it's a little bit undercooked. Still did need to be intercepted, though, and that is what Bevan did. This was, again, Bevan coming to the rescue that time. Tyler asked a lot of him, but you can see him tap that toe in bounds and then the hammer across the far sideline to Wilshire for the score. Another Italian timeout here. Great Britain looking to motor their way to victory here. 13-8 is the score.
Yeah, also, Benji, if...
Wait. Isn't this for the other apparel? We've got, like, new stuff, right? Bring it, no, bring it in.
Feast your eyes on the new fan version of our iconic ulti.TV sweatshirts. Great fan gear available for you. Check out our new range of colors and insist on staying warm and looking fresh. Shipping is available after EUCF. Get your fan gear and be one of us.
Open Masters Division action here at EMUC 2023. Benji Rees alongside Chopo Santucci, and Great Britain looking very good value for a 13-8 lead here, but still time left in this game.
Yeah, there's time, as I was saying before. Unfortunately, the Italian defense didn't really look ready to me physically to stay up with these big guys and with these big players from GB team. So I don't think we're gonna have a big turn of events, but you know, we had a drop pull before. We had some miscommunication also from GB, so
they are human.
They are human. You never know. In sports, it's unpredictable. Anything can happen.
That's why you play the games.
For sure.
Gavelli, been impressed with him this game for the Italians. And Pagano just gonna holster the backhand for now. Quite a loose mark there on Ercole.
Yeah, they're just leaving the disc without count, basically, and
credit to Italy for just taking what they're being given here, those little poached unders. But this is going to be a stoppage.
Yeah, they're working out the field pretty well now. They are not forcing anything, they're just waiting to find the poached man.
Nudi down the far sideline.
Didn't find the free man now.
No, I'm not sure quite what he was looking at, but Noblit was always there. And Kovshov Is he going to hop that into the end zone? They say the goal is good.
I don't know if it was good, that one, but yeah.
I think Italy may just looked a little bit
beaten up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit ragged by that point.
Yeah. It was this. I was just saying that they did a good job in finding the free man that was poached, but now they just throw into the poach. You know, if you're good at poaching and you can keep the man D also with the poach in the second half of the pitch, it's super tough for the offense to find the space because the poach is 2-3 times bigger in that kind of space.
So Great Britain 1 away from victory here, 14-8 against, you know, this is not a bad Italian side. This is a very good Italy side.
No. This was actually a good game. If not for those 2 early mistakes, just bad throws, that I think just pushed them out of the game a bit. And now they found themselves chasing at the second, at the third point. So it wasn't the perfect game start that they had in mind, I think.
Yeah, I think the last thing you need against a side this good is to give them the early advantages. You know, just be a little bit off the pace at the start.
Yeah.
Because once they get that separation, they tend to just disappear into the distance.
Yeah. No. They took those 2 points when they were 4-2, and then just from time to time they got another break, they got another turn, and they just scored every single point. I think just one break wasn't scored.
Yeah, they've been so just clinical and ruthless with it.
Still playing on the sidelines, Italy.
Yeah, Pagano wants to get it off the line, but that is very clustered in the handler set. And with the stall count rising, Pagano goes into his box of tricks.
Wow.
And he pulls out the perfect hammer from the toolbox. And he hits Quadri right in stride.
Well, also all the fans and the Patreon subscriber from home can see how Pagano is one of the player of this Italy team that is still an active player, and you can see that from how active is him, and from the choices he has on the pitch. You see how craftful he is. He has flicks back and dump swings, hammer now. We were talking about this before. 2 hammers.
Yeah, so I'm just going to have a look at the hammer again, just utilising the backhand fake just to get some more, to just kind of cheat a little bit over towards that side and free himself up space for the hammer right the way across the end zone for Manuel Quadri to make the hammer reception for the score. And looks like Italy are taking their second timeout of the half here. I mean, you get 2 to use in each half a game, so why not?
Yeah, they used 3 all game. One in the first half, and now 2 in the second half. I think now to, well, not give up obviously, but also to improve those things that they need to improve for the next game this afternoon.
Right, the comeback is unlikely at this point. I think they're probably aware of that as well. But yes, they can still fine-tune things for later games in the tournament. And, you know, for them, they'll be hoping that maybe they can have a rematch with Great Britain in the bracket later on. So if they can find something that works for them here, they can use that for their next game.
Yeah, maybe on Sunday. Straight to the final.
Certainly that's the plan for both of these sides, is that they are in the thick of things come Friday lunchtime. Friday lunchtime, Sunday lunchtime.
Yeah, Italy setting up for their maybe last defense of this game.
Yeah.
GB has put up a classic Clapham offense line, I would say 2018.
Yeah, Great Britain's O-line has turned it over once all game, and that was the drop pull from Howell. So, you know, not bad going. You can say that they've completed every pass they've attempted because that's technically accurate. Abrams walks the ball to the front after it rolls out the back. Ford has Haynes unveil himself.
Yeah, still zone for the Italy team.
I think they feel like this is very much their best chance of throttling this Great Britain offense.
Yeah, for sure.
Hammer over the top to Cragg, who bobbles it and drops.
Yeah. Gave a quick look at the sun.
It's going to be given right back to the Brits, though. And usually they don't need any more opportunities. Trying to get it on the run between Haynes and Funk. Gordon wants to milk it all the way to the end zone. He couldn't quite do it, though. And then Robbie Haynes is just going to lift that foot up at the front. And that is indeed game. 59 final score. And Great Britain looking very, very ominous for the rest of the field.
Yeah. Yeah, they had the chance. They actually had a good defense now, good zone D. But still, the miscatch was maybe because of the sun. Maybe because the throw wasn't that perfect, but still, they got this back in just 2 passes and then quick score, easy and quick score. So, yeah, GB seems really the powerhouse of this tournament.
Yeah, I think they were, rightfully the favourites in most people's eyes coming into this weekend. Based on what we've seen here, I don't think that's going to change anyone's mind. But as we mentioned, there are still plenty of games left to go, and you do see it sometimes that a team looks so calm and so assured, and then all of a sudden, sometimes you just find a matchup that you can't quite figure out.
Yeah, exactly. I think the same. I totally agree with you. These teams didn't show any fault, any missing gaps between their jerseys. It looks like these teams have played a lot together and they know each other a lot. So it was just a tough weekend for all the other national teams that are going to face them.
So we've got 4 more games left for you today as we have a look at the game stats powered by 4 Sportswear, the official outfitters of ulti.TV. And we look very stylish in our gear, I do say, and a reminder that you can get your own versions of that as well on the Force website. 6 breaks for Great Britain to just the 1, and Great Britain's O-line turned it over just twice all game. Converted 2/3 of their break chances. I mean, it's a very consummate professional performance from Great Britain there. Although conceding on 50% of your of the break opportunities you gave is probably less than ideal, but.
Yeah, obviously it's not a perfect game for sure, but still, also stats don't always depict the game as it was rightfully. I mean, you can see that this percentage maybe is not the right one or the one that they wanted because Italy still scored 9 points, but still, the game they looked like so at ease during this game that to me it's just like their own goal, like they set goals for them to try to be better. I would be happy if I was GB, but obviously, maybe they want to keep teams at lower scores so they can improve again. And yeah, if they're happy to do so, we're happy to see more incredible plays from them and some even more intense game.
So still to come here, up next on ulti.TV at 2 o'clock local time, so you've got a little bit over half an hour. We switch into the mixed division. Poland Masters mixed against Slovakia mixed Masters. That, as we mentioned, just over half an hour away with Steph and Charlotte. And then we've also got coming up later Sweden versus Austria, Germany versus Ireland, and France versus Netherlands. So lots of mixed Masters action coming up for you still on ulti.TV today. And on behalf of all of our wonderful ulti.TV crew and the one and only Choppo alongside me, Benji Reese, 59 final score here. We'll see you on the other side.
See you guys.
Thank you. Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, Ultimate.
ulti.TV.